Iva, welcome.
Thank
You,
Karen.
as a representative of Raise, Raise has been a sponsor forever of IFMA and the IFMA chapter in Indianapolis, and you have been a longtime member, founding member of the chapter. So we're glad to have you here for our very first video interview to kick off a series that we're going to do with all of our sponsors as a way to kind of connect them to our members this year in these strange times. So let's start out with a little bit of conversation about Raise and how COVID has affected Raise business.
Be happy to, and thank you so much for having Raise and myself here. Well, the thing about COVID for us, it was a bit difficult because we had very much lower service with retail and with the restaurants. So we worked with our customers. We were really proactive about helping try to get them to, lowering service and that type of thing. However, because everybody was working from home and working remotely, our residential service picked up all that volume. So our volume actually grew. And I think everybody in the world was cleaning out their houses. We had roll-offs running. It was really a crazy time, but it's actually been good. And then we already had in place, procedures, and all of our team implemented all the procedures. And so we've done okay with it, really.
Good. It's good to hear. I know it's been a constant changing, evolving thing, and you just have to go with it and make the best of it. And I know that's what our members are doing.
Exactly.
As a coincidence to the COVID whole beginning, our very last IFMA Indianapolis event was the tour of Ray's recycling facility that we did back in March.
Right.
And we knew at the time things were starting to shake up. We even had a few last minute cancellations as people started to realize this was going to be a bigger issue than what we had thought. But it was a really interesting tour, and it tied so nicely into IFMA's sustainability efforts, which is obviously a huge piece of what so many of our members have to work on and deal with. Is there something our members should know but may not when it comes to Raise sustainability initiatives?
I think so. They probably may not know that we're the largest recycler in the entire Midwest.
Oh.
We started on a kitchen table in 1965 with Ray picking up his neighbors, recycling and taking it, for them. He's just amazing like that. And then, it turned into a business.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything that we got in, they've always felt that way. They didn't want to take it, unless they had to. The idea was to keep things out of the landfill. Mm-hmm. So everything that we get in is being looked at. And some things are amazing. They'd be shocked to go on the website, I guess, and see all the things that we recycle. Oh. But so we're constantly looking at new ways to handle recycling that comes in.
That's interesting. I didn't realize you were the biggest in the Midwest. That is quite a thing. Tell me a little bit about what Ray's outlook is for 2021.
Well, we're very excited about 2021. I know this sounds crazy, but I think we're going to have the best year we ever had this year. And a lot of that has to do with we became so much closer to our customers. We reached out, they were very open. And I think that from all of that, we're going to actually be more effective, and we're actually growing. So we're really looking forward to a good year.
Everybody's looking forward to 2021, but that's great to hear. I love hearing those details, and I can see where that would really be true. Many of our newer members, I know all of our old people know, and I don't mean old literally, but our older members who've been around forever, they know that you are a founding member of our chapter. But for those that maybe don't know that, tell us a little bit about why you thought Indianapolis needed an IFMA chapter.
When I was in college, I worked for I was short credit hours because of, I think the governor cut a whole bunch of programs, and I was in music too, and, so they cut a lot of programs. So I was looking for extra credit, and then the facilities department had a couple of projects. So I chose to work with the facilities department and did a couple of projects for them. And they actually got me into a furniture dealership in Rhode Island. And I never really called on purchasing agents. I called on facility managers because that's all I knew. and closed a really big account for them. So that was kind of a big deal. And I just always thought facilities first. So when it came to Indianapolis and I was working with the facilities people, I just felt like we needed to really understand more. Facilities is so important in terms of controlling. Facility managers control the assets of these companies. And they've always been considered more of a cost, but they really control the assets. So Jim Hickey at Stokes actually, and I talked to him, he said, why don't you start the Indianapolis chapter? And then he mentioned Sam Johnson at Public Service Indiana was wanting to also. So we got together and worked really hard and got enough members to start it. And it was really to promote facility management as a profession. At that point, I knew how important it was, just from the root, starting with the root of it. So
that's awesome. I didn't realize you had started all the way back in college with your first, taste of it. That's so interesting. And leads me right into my next question, because as a longtime member of IFMA, you've seen facility management evolve and change and adjust over the years, probably no more than they've adjusted this year. What's your best advice right now for IFMA members as they face such huge changes in their work?
For our IFMA members, there's a lot coming their way. And our new corporate management, they've done tremendous work to develop a toolbox, for instance, of things that they can access. There's networking going on around all of international. There's just so much already available to them that we didn't have in the beginning, and it's there. So you just need to, dig in and get involved. Join one of the committees, because it really helps you network with other facility managers who have advice for you. They can give you free advice. It's a great reason to be in. The other reason is that I really want all of the members to go and really talk to other facilities people, because they need to plug in. This is the place that they can actually get the information they need to actually lead, the companies through the facility management issues that they're having. And it's an opportunity for facility management to really become a part of the corporate environment.
I could not have said that better myself. As the chapter executive director, I always say to people, you get out of your membership what you put in, and there are tons of resources, but sometimes it takes a few minutes to start digging in and maybe make a couple phone calls to other IFMA members or to me at the office to just say, hey, I'm looking for something. Can you help point me in the right direction? So you couldn't have said it better. And
You've done a great job too, Carrie. I'm so happy that we have you, because you've really you're the glue that keeps us all together. You really
See, now I hate the COVID where I can't just give you a big hug. But
I know.
Thank you so much for being here and doing this with us. And it's a good experiment. I think it's going to work really well to get some messages out to our members, and especially about our great sponsors like Raise.
Thank you.